A couple of days ago, I bought this book. If you can't read it, it is the Drouin Tree Walks book by the Friends of Drouin's Trees. Within it is 12 walks around Drouin, and my aim is to do each of those 12 walks. Each of them are going to be a separate video, totaling for a series of 13 videos. Now you may notice, I said 12 walks, but 13 videos? That seems like the math ain't mathin'. That's because this video isn't going to contain any of the walks, but instead, it's going to contain information. I'm going to read through all of the extra stuff, like around the walks, and yeah, that's going to be this video, the introduction, the overview, the prologue to the Drouin Tree Walks. Now, I have already recorded the first walk, which is the McNally Wetlands one, which I'm going to use later on to kind of show you what each of the walks kind of look like in the book. But just know that one will be its own video. That'll be the next video I post because, again, it's already recorded. All I gotta do is edit it. Just quickly before I get onto the actual video, all of the photos and videos you see in here are either screenshots taken of the PDF of this booklet or videos that I have personally recorded, photos and videos that I have personally recorded and taken of and around Drouin. The other thing is, this whole thing stemmed from seeing these signs all around Drouin that say tree walk and then a number. It's not really important. I just thought, add that fun fact because I realized I do have the time to. But yeah, all of this stems from seeing these signs that they've placed around Drouin, which are related to this booklet. This booklet aims to showcase the incredible wealth of Drouin's remnant and planted trees. Just 150 years ago, the whole area was part of the Great Gippsland Forest, making it one of the last places in Victoria to be developed. Many of the giant eucalypts of the forest were cut down for timber and to make way for the railway and farmland. Fortunately, some have survived within the current residential boundary of Drouin, and today testify to incredible height, girth, age, habitat, and historical value. The trees are giants living in the town. In addition, early pioneers and townspeople beautified the town by planting trees. Today we are privileged to have a number of superb elms, oaks, planes, and other exotic trees of substantial age, plus wonderful avenues of trees planted by the Buln Buln Parks and Gardens staff from the 1960s. The trees highlighted in these walks are all listed on the Baw Baw Shire Significant Tree Register of Drouin, which was developed by the Friends of Drouin's Trees. Before the welcome page, it does also have a in memory of a dog named Emma who helped to discover these walks, and a disclaimer. The reason why I read the welcome first is because the disclaimer ties into the next page, which is titled Safe Walking. But yeah, I'll read that now. Disclaimer. Walking in woodland areas and or high traffic situations can be dangerous. Not all sections of the walks will comply with current accessibility standards, and extra care needs to be taken when crossing roads without designated crossing points. Participants that take part in any of the walks in this booklet do so at their own risk. The Friends of Drouin's Trees, the Committee for Drouin, and the Baw Baw Shire will not be responsible for death, injury, or loss or damage of property. And then on to the safe walking, if I open to the right page, take your time, be observant, enjoy the sights, sounds, touch, and smells of the significant trees of Drouin. Be prepared for the season, wear appropriate clothes, always carry water and snacks, and wear sturdy walking shoes. Wear a high visibility jacket or outer garment. Supervise children and dogs at all times. Just a note, supervise children and dogs, specifically if you bring children or dogs. Do not go around supervising other people's children or dogs. Where was I? Stay on designated paths where possible, cross roads with care, If you need to walk on a public road, always walk on the right side facing oncoming traffic. Public roads are not shared roads. Vehicles have the right of way. Large trees can pose a risk on windy days. Change your route if you need to. Please take rubbish with you, and in summer, watch out for snakes. The next section is titled Drouin's Giants, which are 3 species that are the most prevalent remnant eucalypt giants in Drouin. They do all have their own information in a series of dot points. I'm not going to go over all of them. I'm just going to go over the names, and then obviously I'll show a picture on screen. The Eucalyptus cypelocarpa, or mountain grey gum. The Eucalyptus strzelecki, or strzelecki gum. And the Eucalyptus obliqua, or messmate. Anyway, after that, table of contents, it has each of the walks. Firstly are the 3 short walks, which is the McNiley Wetlands, Bin Beal Road, and Trees of Many Nations walks. Then the medium walks, the Settlement Giant Walk, Balfour Road Gateway, Town Centre, Civic Park and Rec Reserve, Summerhill Wetlands, and Jack's Giant and Friends. And then the long walks, Gumscrub Creek Urban Forest, Billcraft Giant, and the Big Walk. Then the next few pages are talking about the fauna of Drouin rather than the flora. Did you know that Drouin has more than 90 species of native birds, specifically in its urban environment? This is an extraordinary number for a town. Many of the birds use hollows of old eucalypt trees. Some build their nests high in the canopy. Some live in low shrubs and areas of dense cover, and others in wetlands grass areas. The 5 birds that it lists specifically, with a picture for each, are the golden-headed cisticola, the grey butcherbird, the red-browed finch, the spotted pardalote, and the golden whistler. It also goes on about sugar gliders in particular, mentioning that sugar gliders, ringtail, and brushtail possums are common inhabitants of Drouin's trees, but then continues to go on only about sugar gliders. And it says, sugar gliders are small nocturnal possums that glide from tree to tree using a gliding membrane which connects their fore and hind legs. They bore holes with their teeth to access the stored liquid gum. It is a staining down the tree that gives clue that sugar gliders might be active in a tree. Then a small paragraph about insects, spiders, and lizards, stating, look closely at the bark around the base of the trees and you will find insects, spiders, and lizards, all part of the food cycle and contributing to a healthy, diverse urban habitat. Then it's got a picture of a sugar glider and an imperial white butterfly. To give a brief overview of the walks, I'm going to just specifically use the McNiley Wetlands walk to kind of show you what each page is going to give you. As I said, I've already done this walk. I might not have said that, but I have already done this walk. I'm going to post it next. It's going to be my next video to post. But yeah. Each walk will have its title. It'll have a description of the walk. It'll have the distance that the walk is. And then it will have numbered dot points. These dot points are referred to as action points, and they are shown on the map as orange circles with white numbers. Each action point is kind of like, some of them are instructions of where to go, just so you don't get lost. Some of them are suggestions of what to look out for. Some of them give you more information about the area, telling you about the giant eucalypts and the birds and animals that live around there, that kind of thing. Also, each walk will have some pictures of both flora and fauna you can find around there. I think I'm just basing it off of what I can see from the McNiley Wetlands walk. And then it goes on to tell you about the response to the first edition of this booklet and how overwhelming it was and how demand for the booklet outstripped availability and how positive the feedback has been from long-term residents, newcomers to the town, and visitors. It also goes on to thank many people and businesses who have given donations, mentioning in particular Arthursson's Real Estate, Baw Shire Natural Reserves Team, Bank Place Medical Centre, and Warrigal Bus Lines. as well as a thank you to many businesses and healthcare providers who have allowed the boxes of their booklets on the front counter for people to take a copy. One business in particular, the Drouin Library. That's where I got this. Bought it for $5. Would have paid more. I reckon it's worth more. But yeah. The final page is titled The Value of Urban Trees. Urban tree cover contributes significantly to shade, dropping the ambient temperature by 8 degrees Celsius, reducing electricity consumption in hot months, and reducing health risks from heat-related illnesses. Where trees are incorporated into residential design rather than removed, residents walk more and engage more in recreation and community life. Trees also filter the air we breathe, not just by removing carbon, but also filtering out nitrous oxide. They also filter the water, which enters streams through their root systems and stabilize soil, preventing erosion. Trees also screen out noise. Recent studies have shown that urban trees increase the value of properties, prolonging the life of roads by cooling down the road surfaces and have a calming effect on drivers, slowing down traffic. Trees are valuable as wildlife habitat, and many of Drouin's trees have links with the town's history and people. Drouin's trees provide a beautiful and healthy place in which to live. The final little tidbit of information is less of a fun fact and more of a warning. Rapid development is placing many of Drouin's trees at risk. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Consider liking and subscribing. As I said, I will post the rest of the videos as separate ones for each walk. Yeah, so just maybe hit the notification bell if you're interested in seeing these walks. I don't know if they'll necessarily be the next 12 videos I post. I might like do one of the walks and then I'll do something else and then I'll do another walk or something. But I will get through all 12 of these walks and I am planning to get it done by winter, which is June for me because I'm Australian.